When you're solving percent, part, and whole problems, you're always given two pieces and you're looking for the missing piece. Sometimes the hardest thing can be figuring out what you're actually looking for if you're looking for a part, percent, or whole. So, for example, if I'm looking for a part of something, kind of like if you took a test and you know you got 95% correct, you got 95 out of 20, so there were 20 questions, you're trying to find the part of 20 you got correct. You're trying to find the number of questions you got right, given the percent. So, for example, what is 15% of 100? So you know that you have 15% and you're trying to figure out what that would be out of 100. That one's pretty easy because 15%, that percent symbol tells us it's already out of 100. So that makes our lives easier. Sometimes you're looking for the percent. So I don't see a percent sign anywhere in here. And it doesn't say a number and a percent after it, like 14%. It says what percent of 200 is 10. So if you see of 200, if you're trying to find a percent of something, that means 200 is our total. And is 10 tells us that that is the part that we were given. We were given the whole and the part, and we're looking for the percent. We don't know what that is. All right. Sometimes we're looking for the whole. 15 is, we're given the part. 20%, this is the percent of what number? We don't know of. Remember, of can help us find the whole. Of what number? We don't know the whole. And you can actually set these up kind of like proportions. So if we know something is equivalent to 15%, and 15%, this right here is 15 out of 100. So we know that 15% is 15 out of 100, and we're trying to find 15% of 100. Now we already know, like I said, this, to make this equivalent, this has to be 15 up here. So our answer is just 15. If I'm trying to find what percent of 200 is 10, we don't know our percent. So we don't know what's up here. What out of 100? We don't know. But it's of 200. 200 is our whole. 10 is our part. So just like in a fraction, we know that the part goes up here and the whole goes down on bottom. So 10 is a part of 200. We want to know what percent that would be. Down here, 15 is 20% of what number? So 20%, we know that it's 20 out of 100. And we know that 15 is our part. In a fraction, a part goes on top, a whole goes on bottom. 15 is our part. We don't know what our whole is. Okay? So let's talk about how to actually set these up on your notes. You're going to try it on your own in just a second, so make sure you pay attention. So to make our lives easier, one thing that I want you to do is over here, I want you to always write the percent over 100. Okay, this is just like what I was doing down below. This is just like making two equivalent fractions. We're just using a box to help us solve it. All right, just like how we did with ratios and unit rates, we would put the two things we were talking about off to the side. Kind of like here, we're going to be putting our part on the top and our whole on the bottom. Those are the two things we're talking about. It's very similar to the 3-box for proportions. All right, down here, we are always going to write 100 down in the bottom. And since a percent is always out of 100, that percent number that we're given is going to go above 100. So number 1 says, what is 40% of 18? So I'm given my percent, and I'm trying to find out what is 40% of 18. So 18 is going to be our whole, and 40% is our percent, but I don't know my part. So that is what I'm looking for. So since the part in a fraction always goes on top, I know that 40% is 40 out of 100. But I don't know the part of 18. So this magic word of right here helps me know that I'm finding part of a total. So 18 is going to go on the bottom. Number 2, 24 is 75% of what number? So I'm given my percent. I know I'm not looking for that, so I have to figure out, is 24 my whole or is 24 my part? So read it one more time. 24 is 75% of what number? So this magic word of tells us our whole, but it's saying of what number? We don't know what our whole is. So we're actually looking for our whole this time. And since we know that part goes on top, whole goes on bottom, we see a percent sign right here. So 75 out of 100. We're trying to find out 24 out of what is equivalent to 75 out of 100. Okay? Number 3, 13 is what percent of 200? This time I don't have anything with a percent sign after it. In fact, I see what percent, so I'm actually looking for a percent this time. So I don't know what's going to go up there. That's going to be blank. All right? And then I'm looking for 13 is, what percent of 200. So I see my of 200. That helps me know that that's my total. And 13, sometimes that word is can help us. 13 is a part of 20. So my part goes up here. My whole goes down there. And I'm looking for the missing piece. 12% of what number is 36? I see my percent right here. And I see is 36, but I see of what number? That means I don't know my whole. 30 is 12% of what? So 12%, that means 12 goes over 100. And since that says is 36, that's my part, and I don't know what 36 is 12% of. So that stays blank right there. All right, you're going to try setting them up on your own on the next page. So use this to help you and try to set up the rest of the paper on your own.